Hey man, you watching Cold Red with the one and only big homie. My big homie, KD. It's up there and it's stuck there. Boom!
Ricardo or more. Drink like a boss.
Hey, what up? Me and Cold Red, where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm your host, the Playmaker. And I got a very, very special guest in the building. Kingston. Holy God himself. What's up, my dog?
How you doing today, man? I'm coolin'.
Hey, man, everything is good. Everything is good, man. Glad to have you on the couch.
Man, I appreciate you having me, man.
No doubt, man. I got some very in-depth questions I'd like to ask you.
Man, run them.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's get right to it. Kingston, where you originally from?
I'm from the south side of Chicago, Inglewood area.
Inglewood area,
Yes, sir.
huh? So, what was life growing up in Chicago, the Inglewood area?
Rough for some. You know, when you get used to it or lived in it all your life, it becomes normal, but it definitely ain't an easy road when you trying to make a different change.
Yeah, so you migrated to Wisconsin. Where did you land at?
I ended up landing in Madison, Wisconsin, the capital.
What brought you to Madison?
It was a family that was leaving to come this way from Chicago on the next block over, and they was telling me if I didn't leave now, I was either going to be dead or in jail for the rest of my life if I didn't make a change. So I found my father. He was in the crack house on the other end, and I was like, man, I need you. If I ain't never had you before or needed you before, I need you right now. And we took that move.
Okay. So you ended up in Madison, Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
What age was that?
I was almost 16.
16.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago, Inglewood.
Yes, sir.
Heavy drug area, gang
Heavy.
infestation.
Every day.
Was that the life for you?
Every day. And even if you wasn't part of the gang, you was part of the gang when you left outside your house, because ain't no certain, he innocent bystander. You part of that.
Okay. So you make your way to Madison. Did you consider Madison to be a sweet spot?
I mean, after going around, you know, I was like, yeah, it's sweet here. You know, ain't no structure. I'm used to structure. I'm like, I could build my own foundation here. So, yeah, I thought it was sweet until it wasn't.
So I imagine that led you to legal trouble.
A lot of it. At first, I got kicked out of the whole school system for armed robbery. And then after that, I ended up doing Fed time eventually, not too far away from that.
So you caught all your cases in Wisconsin?
I did the Audi home in Chicago once time. That's like gladiator school where you learn to fight, really, but it's like a juvenile. But that was only like once or twice. But when I got here, that's when I really had to do time.
Okay. So, Chicago, moved to Madison, caught your cases. You found your father. Let's talk about that. The relationship with a kid and a father growing up when he's not actively in their life.
Well, still to this day, we don't really jam like that. You know, like I say, he got his things that he got going on, and I got mine. But at that time, you know, he was real heavy on drugs. You know, I needed him at that time. You know, I knew I would be the parent, unfortunately, but I took him out the crack house, told him I need you. He agreed. He got me situated while I was down here. And then he ended up leaving back and ended up getting locked up himself for a stabbing in Indiana.
How did that affect you?
I mean, you know, it can be challenging, but his mom had took over. So, you know, I was always a grandma baby. And, you know, I had my mom as well. So, you know, most of the time I was with my grandma. I didn't really notice he was gone because she played so significant part in my life throughout my whole life.
Okay. You eventually landed in Madison, Wisconsin.
No family, neither.
No family.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the road like? I mean, how did you find your way?
Going for what I know. You know, I ended up getting back into the streets, started bringing people down here from Chicago, and end up creating my own way and end up getting incarcerated behind the ignorance.
That's led to fair time, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So after you got out, you found your love, or did you find a passion for clothing before then?
Well, I was always into fashion. From high school, you know, before then, I was dressing like I was older. A lot of the original brands like Jabot and Academic and stuff like that was always one of the things that I was inspired by. And I had a clothing brand when I was in high school.
What was it called?
It was called Eclipse Jeans. So I used to get Gucci patches from my auntie. She worked at Gucci downtown in Chicago. And at Walgreens, you can get the iron-on patches and stuff like that. So I used to sew them on because my grandma taught me how to sew, and end up making my own jeans from Levi's and stuff like that.
So that's where the inspiration came from.
Yeah, that's where it started. Glitter, bleach, all type of stuff I was doing.
And now, Holy Godz Clothing.
Yeah, we here.
So let's talk about that. What really inspired you to start Holy Godz Clothing, and what does the brand represent for you personally?
I started as a reseller selling shoes. So, I couldn't control the amount of shoes I was getting. But I'm like, man, you always need a fit for the shoes. So when the economy changed, I changed directions as well and stopped selling shoes and started my clothing brand. A close friend of mine thought I said Holy Godz, but I said Soul Godz because I was about to start a brand for the shoes. And then it just hit different. I know God had a purpose for me. He shifted me from real estate to get more in tune with the youth and stuff like that. So with the clothes and things like that, I felt like I had a better chance of reaching them because most of the time when you're doing trouble as a young adult, it's for the clothes, the shoes, and to fit in with other young adults.
Okay. Tell me, what challenges have you faced in building your brand? Like, I know it's been rough finding manufacturers and things like that. How did you overcome that?
Well, YouTube don't give you everything, but having the conversations with you and a few other my guys and stuff like that was giving me direction, I end up finding my way. But what the most challenging for me was marketing. Marketing was something that I just, if you ain't out there with the reach, then nobody know you exist. So I had to find my ways and learn about ads and all that good stuff. And over time, I eventually got it. But marketing was the most challenging for me.
Marketing. Let's talk about marketing. Did you understand the power of marketing before you started your clothing brand, or you learned by doing and trial and error?
I learned from the lack of it from other businesses I started.
Okay.
I used to have a dating site by the name of Love Sprout.
Okay.
And I sucked at marketing, so it never went nowhere. And I almost gave up on just doing the business in general. That was the first business I had when I got home. But I understood marketing because when you scrolling, you always seeing something and you see like, man, how they got 1 million likes or 1,000 likes? Then following you and seeing what your work was like and seeing the inspiration that you put in the streets made it a difference for me too.
I've been following you too, and I see you deal with the youth heavily.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about that.
It started with me and D Star. We was going to the jails and to the shelters to talk to the troubled youth. He was teaching them podcasts, and I was teaching them about the clothes and also giving them clothes to give them something to, feel like they're a part of, which they're a part of it. A lot of the times, kids don't feel like they're a part of something or have a voice or even to say anything to somebody. And then you got these people with a degree saying, oh, we know what you've been through. And that they know that ain't the case. When I come in there, and D and other guys that we always bring in there, they feel it. They understand that we know what they're going through. So, and I give them clothes, and when they get out, I give them a little kit, a little few outfits, so they ain't have to find a way or feel like they got to hustle or struggle to get something. And, because when you coming out of there, you don't got nothing.
Okay.
So, I make it my job and my business to make sure they straight.
Okay. When going inside them facilities, do you often feel like you talking to your 16-year-old self?
Always. I told myself I'd never go back in jail on purpose. So I had to, embrace that situation and just look at it as like, man, I ain't had nobody to come see me at all for all the years I was gone. So
okay,
it was motivating to understand how that felt personally.
Well, let me ask you, what do you say to your 16-year-old self if you had a chance to go back?
It's better ways to do it. It's more opportunities than you see. You most of the time we don't leave the block. So we don't know what the world looked like. And I feel like if I wouldn't have never went to Wisconsin, I'd have been stuck in that mind state and thought that I'd have just had to hustle and grind and gang bang all day because that's what all I see. It don't matter if I'm on my block or this block. I can't even go to that block. So that's all I knew.
Okay. Being the entrepreneur that you are, right? And you come up with the name Holy Godz. Is it some kind of spiritual connection with that, or is it a meaning behind that?
Yes, sir. A lot of times, Holy Godz came from just me knowing that God always had me. I made a promise to God that I wouldn't sell dope no more, and I went against that. And 2 months from then, He put me in federal penitentiary, and I'm sitting there like, man, ain't that double jeopardy? Because I was facing state at first, and He hit me over the head like, you broke your promise. I never made another promise to no man or nobody ever again that I couldn't stand on or jump over mountains to do. So yeah, you know that it comes from that, and also Holy Godz is built off my faith. My grandma called us heathens for the most of our life. We never even knew what a heathen was, but she kept us in church and made sure that we knew the understanding of God and what He means to us.
Okay. Man, I like the jacket you got on. What's that you got on? Is that Holy
Man, you know,
Godz?
this is my rhinestone hoodie jacket, man. You know, we got the double hood with the this with the mask when it get cold, and this one, if it get too cold, you got all that. You know, so we
Double
got
hoodie,
the
huh?
we got the double hoodie, secret pockets. You know, it kind of look big on me because I like my clothes a little loose.
Okay.
And we just, you know, we making it make sense out here for everybody.
Man, real dope. I never seen one with a double hood, but tell me this. Your fabric and your quality look a little different than before. What did you do differently?
I learned the grams. I changed the game up, man. You know, like at first I didn't know the GSMs, which is the gram square measurements and stuff like that. And once I understood the fabric and the quality and what it means to make a great hoodie or just great garments in general, I start putting it together, you know, mix it, knowing how to mix. It sounds like I'm still in the streets, but, you know, like mixing the cotton blend with the little polyester 20%, you know, once I figured everything out and understood what it do for us as people, far as, because you got to know what you're putting out there, because it ain't just about the fabric, it's about how it feel. Somebody might be allergic to something. So if you mess up, you done messed up, you know, and then you can't come back from that at times. So I just had to learn everything about the fabric and the quality that I need to put in the streets.
Man, it's crazy to hear ex-street guy talk about grams.
Yeah.
And then talk about grams.
Yeah.
Same hustle, different product.
Different product, but a product I ain't looking over my shoulders or worry about where I'm going. Like I got a trunk full of product right now. But I can drive all over the world with it today.
And it still come in a plastic bag.
Yeah, it still stay in the plastic. Might be a little wrap better, you know. But
so let me ask you this, man. Is there a difference between the hustles, though? We know it's a different product, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is the approach the same?
The approach is the same. That's all I knew. We was always doing business, even though we were doing the wrong business. But even when you young, you already an entrepreneur. You just got the wrong product. So I apply that same pressure and what I understand in the actual business world, because I studied business law, criminology, and all those type of things while I was incarcerated. So I kind of have a better understanding on business overall, because a lot of times when you running every day, you don't have time to read and think. I put a lot of pressure towards reading and thinking. So now I feel like, you know, guerrilla marketing and putting myself out there, being the model. I am the brand. So, you know, like I put the product out there as I know it for myself.
Man, ain't it crazy that it took for us to really start getting LLCs and tax IDs and to put product out to understand marketing?
Yeah, because it ain't easy.
But it is easy because when we was hustling, we bought the big rims. Mm-hmm. We bought the fly shoes.
Yeah.
The prettiest cars.
And that attract all the attention. Yeah. But not understanding that is where it's hard at. Because
I think we understood it, right? Because we made a conscious effort to buy this shit.
Yeah, but I also was like, man, you know, with these big rims, I might go to jail.
But you knew that you would get 10 more customers.
Yeah. I knew I'd get 20 million more customers because they know, okay, he ain't playing.
That's the give and the take of it, ain't
it? For sure.
Man, so you learn the grams, you learn the product, the material. Do you got any plans on visiting manufacturers over in China to really kind of get your vision to come to life?
We actually have plans of trying to get to China next year. I have a product that's coming out. I can't speak too much on it right now, but it's gonna change the game. You know, we definitely gonna get you in one of them fits, but it's gonna change the game for us, the NBA, and a lot of different people in all types of spaces, like on the corporate side and in the street weather and the game. You know, so
Speaking of that, right? You're going out there to China. You're dealing hand in hand with the manufacturers. So I assume that you got the game changer, right?
yeah.
Something that's gonna separate your street brand, luxury brand, into something that we ain't never seen before, right? What's gonna be the real difference?
The real difference is actually putting in the efforts of knowing what you putting out there. Like, I'm going to meet the plug in person. You know, I'm going to get, it ain't no middleman. You know, I'm going to get what we need to be successful just overall as a brand. A lot of times we dealing with a middleman, and a lot of times if you don't know what you actually getting, you ain't getting what you asked for, because we in such, it's a big space. We here, they there, and you might want 300 grams and you short 50. So, you know, going over there, communicating with them myself, I know what I'm actually getting and the quality that I'm bringing back.
What have you learned thus far by trying to communicate online that makes you want to go over there?
I know that you can get more the better quality, a better price, and you actually getting what you paid for. Because I'm staying until it gets shipped.
Oh, okay. Whole lot of rice patties, huh?
Yeah, hey. It's more than rice patties over there. But
gotta do what
a lot
you
of
gotta
noodles,
do,
you
huh?
know, gotta.
No doubt. So what's the long-term vision for you, for yourself?
Open.
I mean, not so much Holy Godz, the clothing brand, right? Let's talk about Kingston. What's the long-term goal for you? And then we'll get to the long-term goal and the vision for the clothing.
I want to be, I want to be a universal speaker. Like, I want to speak for the youth and to the youth. Like, that's something I'm passionate about. I can do that every day. So I feel like, me personally, I feel like if the only way to do my part is to be a part of the problem and find a solution. So that's my overall goal, is to continue to be me and better myself every day and show them the way.
So Kingston, your long-term vision for yourself seems amazing, right? Universal speaking, helping the youth out. How are you planning to combine that with Holy Godz, the brand?
Putting my message in my clothing has been something that we started from the beginning. So, like, even when I can't reach them in person, I want to also give them a message that sits in their closet. So when they going through the clothes that they going to pick out every day, my message sits there in their face somewhere. So even if you ain't wear it today, you got that message some way, somehow, to leave your home in the right way.
Man, I was looking at one of the hoodies because I saw a warning sign. Does most of the product have messages like that?
One of my biggest shirts is, blood make you related, loyalty makes you family.
And we learned that a long time ago.
Yeah, for sure. So it's always some type of message to give you an understand. You might be going through something that day, and you wear that shirt proudly because you done went through something that was either deceitful with somebody that you going through, and you be like, man, yeah, we related, but loyalty is everything to me.
Almost like sticky notes, huh?
Most
Constant
definitely, you hit it right
reminders,
on the head. Yep,
Constant
for
reminders,
sure.
huh?
Yep.
So Kingston, if the people want to catch up with you, how would they do it, man?
Well, I'm on all platforms. Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok is Holy Godz with a Z. And go to holygodz.store. We got this drop coming soon, so that's how you definitely tap in with me. And we're going to keep giving you that heat.
In closing, what would you say to a young person who wants to follow your steps and get into clothing? Are you available for them to contact?
I'm always available. If you hit me on any platform, I'm always going to get a game, free, not charge you. I want to see you do great. I'll walk you through the steps as needed. And, man, never give up on yourself is one of the messages that I can give too, man, because a lot of times you feel like it's not going your way, but if you stick to it, it'll be worth it.
Hey, listen, Kingston. Man, I know you've been getting off into the marketing, right? I gotta show me the bag, man. What's that you got sitting by you?
Oh, man, got the Holy Godz bag, man. It changed. When I need to market something else, I can put it up there. You know, but I keep that bag, man.
You keep the bag.
Yeah,
huh?
I keep that bag.
Always got a sack on you.
Yeah, keep it.
Man. Hey, man, that's an amazing piece of work right there, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Definitely, man. Well, listen, man, I want to thank you for coming on the platform, man. Sitting on this cold red couch.
I
Giving up
appreciate
the
you
free
too,
game,
man. For
you
sure.
know. Hopefully we'll get a chance to do a part 2, man, because we got so much more to talk about.
Oh, most definitely I'll be back, man. Hopefully after China.
After China. That's what's up. Say, man, this is Cold Red. I'm your host, the Playmaker. And this is Kingston, Holy God.
Yeah.
And we out.